keep it 1 for 100. My man keep it 1 for 100. My ladies keep it 1 for 100. My peoples keep it 1 for 100.
100.
Welcome to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday. Was it the first weekend of November?
Yeah, first weekend
of November. You know what that means?
Playoffs,
baby. Playoffs. Little league playoffs, high school playoffs. Everybody playing all. I love playoffs, man, because it's when it gets down and dirty. Hey, one you lose, you go home. Guess what? You get ready for the next sport. Some of the basketball coaches, they probably like that. Wrestling coaches like that. But a football coach, he wants to play on all the way into December. When you're playing in December, that means you're playing for a gold ball, folks, and that's where that gold ball stands up there. Look at the Jones girls. What are they? Three-peat. Coach Jenny, I have her on soon. We'll be looking for 4-peat. But, folks, we're going to get this Sunday afternoon jumping off. I got my man Big E. Jonah's here in spirit. He should be rolling in. You know how he is. He on his own time. We can't talk about it, but we got to get the show going. We got a special guest today, Coach Wyatt.
From Elgin.
Elgin came up from 4A to 5A, taking care of business, goes undefeated, wins the district championship. Looking to make some noise in the 5A playoffs. Folks, we had a little bit of shakeup this weekend in the last game of the season. Carl Albert said, "Hey, we're gonna take the first 2 quarters off," and Coach Don said, "Wait a minute, I ain't got my whistle. Time out." He brings everybody over. I don't know what he said to him. But he said, "You know what? We ain't going to go 9-1. We worked too hard, boys. I got too many guys going OU." My buddy called me from college, Jeb Bentley. He said, "Is Carl Albert OU junior?" I said, "Man, it's a farm team."
Might as well be.
Carl Albert's a farm team, right?
Yeah.
Everybody signing at OU. Shit, I want to go back and see if I can sign at OU now, Big E. I mean, damn, Coach Don did it like that.
They might need you, Tony. They might need you.
OU? Man, yeah. We'll deal on that subject here in a minute, man. You know what, Big E, I'm going to tell you what I don't like.
No.
Oklahoma State fans. You know, they get beat by a Division II team, Division III, South Alabama, right?
Yep.
You know, we had crickets all over people's house, and you couldn't hear nothing from the Oklahoma State fans. They got beat. You know, when they get beat, man, they go hide under. At least OU fans talk about fire somebody. But Oklahoma State fans, they go hide. But then yesterday on Facebook, everybody and their mama posted something about Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
People that don't even cheer for Oklahoma State posted something about, we big brother, we this and we that, we won Bedlam and the last one ever and we won it and we're the greatest. No, you're not, Oklahoma State. You're still as old as who. Nobody know who you are out there in that Stillwater. Don't get me wrong, Coach Gunn, you done a great job with this team. Even though you played 19 different quarterbacks, and you found a young man named Ollie, I guess he just came in the last 2 weeks and said, "Hey, Coach, I can run the ball." He's been there the whole season, right?
Yeah.
But the last few weeks, we just said, "Hey, we're going to play this young man." Bowman, he's old as my mama. He been playing quarterback. He played for everybody in the Big 12. Has he not?
Bowman, he transferred from Michigan.
He was at what, Texas Tech?
Was he at Texas Tech?
Look him up, man. He been everywhere.
I think that sounds.
He rode on the Mayflower. I'm just saying. But good game, young man. I'm not gonna take nothing from you, Oklahoma State fan. But what I don't like, you want to call me, you want to text me, you want to send all your little you suck. No, call a pass interference. Yeah. Is that the game changer? Yes, it is, folks. It is. You got to call a pass interference. Poor Stoops, which he played his butt off. He's earned himself a way into the NFL.
Yeah,
he has. He might be a 3rd, 4th, 5th round, but hey, whoever gets him is gonna get a good player. Now, I don't like the last call, Biggie.
I don't either.
3rd and 5, and you run a 3-yard out.
Yeah, that's terrible. On the short side of the field.
On the short side of the field. Once we try to hit that tight end that we brought back from South Carolina, why don't we try to hit him one time?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Try to hit him one time. Here he is, folks. He walks in like he just coming off, probably working out, doing something, probably playing in his yard because it's a nice day. But you know what I'm saying, Big E? Yeah. It's 4th and 5, and we run a 3-yard out.
Yeah.
Damn, shit, I'd rather you go and let, what's his name, the QB? Gabriel?
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to run him like he Jamel Holloway. Jamel graduated 80 years ago. Charles Thompson did too. Quit trying to run that poor guy. Yeah. I'm fired up, Big E.
What we talking
about?
I'm talking about OU. I mean, the old Oklahoma State fans. You know, how they act when they win a ball game. Act like you've been there.
Well, they haven't been there, Tony. They
haven't.
haven't.
It doesn't matter. Act like you've been there.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Jiminy Christmas.
The sad part of it is we're gonna have to hear it from OSU fans for this foreseeable future. But you know, OU still dominates that rivalry all time. I think it's now like to 90 and 20. OU's won 90 times.
It was 91 and 19 yesterday.
Okay, so 91 and 20.
Ooh.
And then Mike Gundy's only won that game 5 times since he's been there. So, I mean,
as a player and a coach.
Yeah. So, I mean, OU still dominates that rivalry. Does it suck that they lose the last one? Yes. But they still dominate that rivalry. You know, just my experience being there, you know, it was fun. I will say the Oklahoma State fans brought the energy. That stadium was loud. It was rocking. I was in the Oklahoma State student section, so
oh boy, you got
it was bad. I was wearing my OU shirt, you know, OU hat, all that, decked out in OU, because you ain't gonna catch me wearing orange ever. You'll never catch me wearing orange.
Not even on Halloween, folks.
No sir. But they're talking mess and everything, and then game's over. It comes time to rush the field. I was kind of forced to rush the field because I was on the last row. Like, I was on, like, one of the first 6 rows. So there was no way I was going to be able to get up with everybody else coming down. So I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to hop on this field and bear through it. So I get on the field. You know, we're a bunch of the players. They're trying to get to the locker room and everything. And I'm there with my buddy Mason Lance. He's a big Oklahoma State fan.
Boo him.
But he was some of you might know him. He played. He was a tight end at Carl Albert a few years ago. And but anyways, so I go to the game with him, and you know, Ollie Gordon comes by, and you know, he daps him up, shakes his hand, and then Alan Bowman comes around right behind him, shakes his hand, and then looks at me and just flips me the bird right in my face. Swear to God, like I can't make this up. Alan Bowman just shoved the bird straight in my face, which I mean, I get it. It's a rivalry. He seems to do wearing OU.
Time out. Why you gonna give you the finger, man? I mean,
he's from Texas Tech anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he been all over Michigan, Texas. I mean, like I told you, he came over on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how old he is. He played with Mama.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I wasn't too upset about it. I mean, I get it. It's part of it. But you know, all in all, it was a fun environment to be in. I wish we would have won that game, but you know, missed calls and just turnovers, like those crucial turnovers and penalties at the worst time. It's just it was terrible.
I mean, I'm gonna ask you guys a question, man. You know, all
did y'all talk about the play calling?
Oh, not yet. We ain't got that. I'm gonna ask. I don't even know. I'm gonna get into that. I just want to ask y'all a serious question. Do you guys think Lebby's a good offensive coordinator? I mean, be real. This show is called Keep It 100. Do you think he'll be back next year?
He has a good concept, but it's for teams that are like Baylor.
Okay, but do you think? Okay, so this is what I told my buddy Roman this morning.
It's for those teams that don't have good players, but you're at OU. You don't need to do that. If you just run the ball like he was doing, run the ball. He's getting 8 to 10 yards a pop.
Yeah. Then
he wants to put a direct snap to the tailback. For what? You're at the 30. Just keep running the football.
Yeah. It's like we got to get cute.
Right. Why are you? He's like he's a lineman that knows the offense. He doesn't know football. Like, he's not a quarterback. So he doesn't know situational football. Yeah. So and then they don't start the people they need to start. You'll see someone that catch 80 passes, and the next week you
don't know why we're still rotating 4 or 5 different guys at running back. I mean, true freshman Dalen Smothers comes in and plays, and we haven't seen him since Tulsa.
Right, in a crucial
game.
Right.
Why is he on the field?
The tight end is horrible. He can't block. You might as well start the freshman.
Yeah.
He can't catch.
It's just, I don't know. It was a rough game.
Then your center act like he can't hike the ball.
No. It was just a bad. OU has digressed every single game since Texas.
Well, it did lose the game.
No, that game should have been out of hand a long time ago.
It should have been. Once OU had the ball up for driving right there, they should have scored and put that game away.
You're right. You're right, Biggie. You're 100% right. Well, I mean, congratulations, Oklahoma State. I mean, you know, and this is the whole deal. OU still got a chance to get to the Big 12 Texas lose one more. Texas, you know, they decided, hey, we're going to get up on you, and then we're going to play like Dale City.
He said Dale City.
Coach Jones, I'm just keeping it 100. But I'm just saying, you get up on people, then the second half, they act like they can't score. Like, come on, man. And that quarterback, I mean, you know, he's an athlete, but, you know, I would have probably gave Manning a shot to see what he looked like.
He's no good.
Manning's not. I mean, you know, Anita's the backup.
The only reason
What's
why
his
he
name?
got that Texas offer is because his last name
Have you
is
seen
Manning.
any high school games he's played in?
Terrible.
What's the
I
quarterback?
honestly can't wait till it's his time to start at Texas.
What's the quarterback that's playing right now?
Malik Murphy?
Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an athlete. I mean, I just think that he don't throw the ball really good. A couple he skipped. I thought he was playing skip rocks across the water. But I don't think Texas, you know, I mean, hopefully they get the quarterback back because I think Texas is a team, you know, I hate to say this, I'd rather probably cheer for Texas to go win the Big 12 championship than cheer for Oklahoma State, just because of the way Oklahoma State fans act.
Oklahoma State fans got one tooth.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, I don't know,
Dirty
man.
ass fans.
I mean, I don't know. You got some ugly fans too, but I'm just saying. Usually every week you got first. I mean, but Oklahoma State fans, man, they come out of the woodworks, man. And
No, what won that game is Gundy called a game like it's the last game. He went for it on fourth.
Yeah, Gundy he did good, man.
He outcoached.
He took a lot of risks.
And he said, "What about them Cowboys?" Okay, I like that old Jimmy Johnson speech. But you know, I mean, if you look at it, man, a lot of these teams are going to have a loss. OU had their chance. I mean, they don't now. There's a good chance. I hope it works out at OU and USC playing a bowl game. That'd be
that's what I was saying. Looks like right now it's all kind of shaping up to be like OU and USC in the Alamo Bowl, which I think, you know, with USC not going to be able to play in their conference championship, and then OU, I mean, there's still a chance, but I don't see it happening. With OU not playing in theirs, I mean, the Alamo Bowl usually is a Big 12 versus a Pac-12 team, and I think.
That'd be a great game. That'll bring some money. But
I think they're going to make it happen. I think it's going to happen one way or the other, just because the money is going to bring.
I don't know about Michigan. I don't know if they're a real deal because they're too busy trying to steal people's signs and stuff like that.
You still got to play the game.
I mean, you think they're going to get the play though? They're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, they fired that guy. He's going to take all of the heat. All you can say, I didn't know he was going to the game.
Come on, man.
We know, but that's all you have to say.
Georgia, what do you think about Georgia?
They're not that good. No one's not that good, really.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really say like, this team's going to win the national championship this year. I mean, it's pretty wide open. Like among the first 6 teams, I think any of those teams in the top 6 could end up winning it all.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if Oklahoma State don't lose to South Alabama, we'll be talking about them, you know, getting into a playoff situation. Yeah. I do like next year when they do go with 12 teams. That's pretty cool. They line it out.
Yeah.
You know, right now, I think if OU was in next, you know, they was doing that this year, OU still have a chance. But, you know, you just, you know, that's why I tell people all the time, man, I love the Sooners, but Sooners was kind of like that prom date. You know, you just girl that's really, really hot, and you've been liking her all year, and you actually go to the prom, and then
her breast stink.
No, you go, and you go pick her up, she's not there. And that's OU, they're not there at some big games. You know, I mean,
no,
they just.
I can't say that.
Man.
When Stoops had them, they was always there.
Man, I think Phillips was a good coach. I do. I just think.
I think he's overwhelmed.
Yeah, he do look overwhelmed. You know what I think though, and this is real talk, and I don't like saying put the backup in. I do think if you had Jackson Arnold in the game,
they don't lose a game.
He makes those throws.
You really don't think they lose a game?
They don't lose a game.
Because
I don't think Gabriel's the problem.
No, Gabriel can't throw deep. Man, there's guys open.
Levy's offense is to throw. It's like Baylor's
he cannot throw deep, man. Everything's a punt.
If you pay attention to the last game, number 15 was making fair catches. Nothing's on the run.
No, they're all. I mean,
so that's why they don't go deep because he can't throw the ball so far.
Gotcha. And you know, and your best receiver is Stoops. I mean, and I know he's a fifth year.
He's a possession receiver.
But I'm saying he does good though. He gets open. He runs good routes.
Right.
But I just think that, man, you know, they're just. I mean, do I think they're going to do good in the SEC? People are like, go to the SEC and get beat. No, I think they're going to be fine in the SEC. I think if
that's
they
because they won't see this offense.
Yes, and
it may take a couple years. I don't see our first year in the SEC like we're not going to be in contention.
If everyone comes back.
Big E, I don't think so. You know why I said I think they go to SEC and run that fast pace. SEC's not built for that.
If their defense comes back, everyone comes back besides Gabriel and probably Stoops, but you got 82 replacing Stoops. I think they can be pretty good.
No, I think they'll be fine, Big E. I think Arnold is just. I think I would have put him in it.
I just
he
look at
the
the
deep
schedule
ball,
and it looks tough.
You know what's funny though?
What's that?
I didn't miss 28-7.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I actually think I think it looked better.
No, Lewis is. I think 28. I think you put Lewis in 28 out there.
No, I think you keep what you had out there. 28 misses a lot of tackles. It just gets
keep 10 and
overlooked
11 out there?
because he's a character. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they should have put that cigar out and wouldn't play ball because, I mean, the last few weeks they ain't done nothing. Since they played Texas, they haven't done nothing. Should have been beat by Cincinnati. True. Won by 2 points, right?
All right.
I mean, you go out and you beat the hell out. I mean, I don't beat the hell out
But
of
it's the offense. The defense has been on the field for so long.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
And he goes so fast. If you're not driving the ball, slow your ass down. That's why they get all these penalties because you're going 0 to 60.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's another thing. Like the pace of play, you gotta.
He doesn't know situational football. He's a lineman.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I don't know. Let's talk about some of the other games. You had Washington beating USC.
You see that man crying?
Yeah. Crying to
He's
his
crying to his mom in the stand.
I mean, but I do kind of feel. I do kind of feel for
I mean,
Caleb
he had that
Williams.
good cry like you just got a spanking.
Yeah. Like he was like, he was hitching. Yeah.
Right.
I must have missed that, man. I must have missed that.
But I mean, I do feel for Caleb Williams in a sense that like he is a super talented player.
He should have stayed at OU.
He should have stayed at OU.
Yeah,
all right, tell me this: if he's at OU, what's OU's record?
Whatever in 0.
9-0.
Yeah, he makes those throws. He makes those.
I'm
not taking that from Gabriel because I think Gabriel's a good quarterback. And somebody said, "Hey,
he's
last
not
night
a Power 5
they're like,
quarterback.
you think he'll come back?" I said, I don't want him to come back.
No.
I
give
think
him money to leave.
OU probably wouldn't accept it if he came back, honestly.
Right.
Just because they're ready. I think they're ready to move on with
on,
Jackson
right.
Arnold, you know?
Move on.
So.
Move on down the road.
And that could be why Levy calls what he calls. I mean,
you think Levy be back there?
I read something
Where's
that
he
like,
going?
or I heard a rumor that Levy is like purposefully trying to get fired because of that Art Briles situation, but he still wants that payoff. Like, because I mean, if you fire him, you still have to buy out his contract.
He's still gonna get paid.
Yeah. So I think that's just conspiracy.
Where's he gonna go?
They don't need to go nowhere.
I mean, with that money he's making, he won't have to go much else.
Where? How much is he making?
I think he's one of the higher paid offensive coordinators in the nation.
Oh, you throwing away money? I could get that to me for free.
But yeah, and
I
then you
run some what's that shit he runs all the time?
Jet sweeps.
Jet sweeps. I could jet sweep this.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to UCO taking care of business last Wednesday night, going down to Little Rock, Arkansas, wrapped in wrestling Ottawa Baptist.
He's an Ottawa Baptist.
I think that's what they call.
Is that a school or church?
It's Wachita
Baptist. Yeah.
Wachita Baptist.
He don't know.
But going 10-0 in all matches. Shout out to Gabe Johnson winning his match 17-1. Zane Coleman first match as a UCO Bronco does his thing with the Choctaw Cradle pin.
Is that what it's called?
It's called the Choctaw Cradle. We just call it the Choctaw Cradle because Benny Coleman used to have everybody in that cradle back in Choctaw days and take care of business. But good start for them to rank number 3 in the nation. I think they're back in action about 2 weeks at Lindenwood tournament. I think he'll wrestle that. He didn't wrestle today in the UCO Open. Really don't need to. But like I said, congratulations to him. One more thing before we keep going. I want to give a shout out to the Carl Albert 7th grade girls. They kick off season tomorrow night. Show will be up before we talk about it, but they'll kick off the season against Guthrie tomorrow night. So you want to go watch some good girls basketball, go check them out. They started training with Anna Lanusa. She's done playing at OU. So she's going to spend a little time with my daughter. I got to watch them train today, and I tell you, if she can do anything like Anna can, we're going to be in good shape. But like I said, Big E, what else game before we bring on the special guest from Elgin?
Alabama.
We gotta
LSU.
watch out for Alabama.
No, Alabama's playing good. The quarterback, they benched him the one game, and he came back, and he's been playing lights out.
That's my sleeper.
LSU, Daniels is a good quarterback. He kind of got his bell ring at the end of the game. He came back, but Alabama's playing good ball right now, man. I mean, I know they Texas beat them, but I'm telling you right now, Nick Saban, man, he's kind of like Trump. When he talks, people listen. So he'll talk his way. He'll talk his way, getting himself into the playoffs. Believe me, he'll be one of the top 4 teams.
He might be able to get in without talking.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying he's playing good ball. He's playing good ball.
Georgia and Texas stays top 5, 4, 6, whatever.
Yeah.
Texas is a team I like too, man. I'm not gonna lie. I like Texas, Alabama. I'm not Alabama, but Florida State. I think they're okay. I don't think they have played anybody yet. Michigan and Ohio State to take care of each other. I don't think it's. I don't think they're gonna get both in. Even if, Deshaun was a Ohio State fan. He's like, well, they both. If it's a no, they're not. They're not gonna bring both. And especially if Michigan beats, they ain't gonna get nothing because Everybody think they're cheaters in hall ball. Every time you look up, he's doing something. He's suspended. He's doing something. So, he's always doing something, man. So I think if that was any other college, that was OU, they probably had a death penalty.
Cheating, you in trouble.
Well, that's true. I mean, cheaters. I mean, I think Oklahoma State cheated a little bit. Throw the flag, ref. He's still looking
Oklahoma
like.
State didn't do that. That's the Big 12.
That's the Big 12
Well,
refs,
you knew
right?
You weren't gonna get anything.
But time out. That's the Big 12, right?
But you knew you weren't gonna get anything.
Those are the Big 12 refs, right?
I don't know.
I'm going to say there's a Big 12 refs because, one, their conspiracy is like, well, you're not going to be here. We don't give a shit about them. They're leaving us anyway. So
True.
They
but
wanted
you
Oklahoma
shouldn't
State.
have put it in the refs.
You're right. You shouldn't have. But you got to call that when he's tugging him and
They still get beat.
hugging him. No, you get the ball on the 5-yard line, 3-yard line, they're going to win the ball game.
Or at least tie it up.
I mean, at least tie it up. Come on, man.
What hurt them is penalties.
Turnovers.
Couldn't catch the ball at the right time. Turnovers
No,
and
number
special
4,
teams.
I swear to God, number 4 must have some money on the game. Anderson, man, you've been catching everything all year. You've
He
had,
just went up field before he looked at
God,
it.
Jiminy Christmas, you dropped.
But that one play in, you can't kick field goals. That's what
Nah,
lost
he can't kick field goals.
the UFC game. Then you go find a damn field goal kicker.
Yeah, how you a Power 5? You get every other kid in Oklahoma to come sign with
The
you.
last game he left.
Well, they have a 5-star kicker coming to him next year, so hopefully.
The
Who's
last.
Kicker from Moore.
Kicker for more.
Yep.
Well, folks, man, let's wait. We got about 5 minutes. What else? What else games you looked at? I mean, Deion is done. They're 4-6.
Well, Deion did what he's supposed to do. He made them money.
Oh, okay, but I mean, he's coming in the Big 12 next year. I do think that Oklahoma State will take over the Big 12 next year.
No, it's gonna be Colorado.
No, man,
I don't think they'll do it next year.
I don't think
I think
Colorado's
Utah
very
will,
good.
honestly. Utah will take over the
It's
Big
gonna be
12.
Utah or
Oh,
Colorado.
Utah coming next year?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Utah or Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
You say Utah, but Utah.
you know
It-
what? I
it's
mean,
physical.
I think Gundy got to do a better job recruiting kids in Oklahoma, man. We're getting there.
can't.
Why? He don't offer nobody.
Because he can't. He's scared of OU.
He ain't got to go against OU no more.
Yeah, he does it even worse.
In recruiting?
Yes.
No.
Because now you can be like, hey, you can
wanna
stay
go
in
to
state and play for the
SEC?
SEC.
Oh, you want to play in the Big 12?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's even worse.
That's true. Who else, Big E?
I mean, Missouri and Georgia.
Missouri gave him a little bit of game at the beginning, but at the end of the day, they're just too much, man. I mean, they really are.
They're not too much. They're just champions that figured out how to win.
I mean, they know how to win, and that's what you do. It's like Bigsby. Bigsby, Jinx said, hey, we're going to beat you, Bigsby. And
Who said that?
that's what Jinx said. It was 14-7. And guess what?
Jinx saying-
Bigsby said, the second half is our half.
Jinx. Ain't nobody beating Bixby.
No, Bigsby's not getting beat.
Bixby coach is going to put 70 on regardless. He going to onside kick and be up by 50.
I love it.
I
Coach
like it.
Montgomery. Keep doing it.
That's what this dude need to do.
Yeah. You got to score some points second half.
Well, not
though.
even that. It's just get off the gas.
Yeah.
Bixby's
you gotta go.
coach ain't getting off nothing. He's shifting to 5th.
Well, Big E, you want to bring Coach Wyatt on from Elgin real quick, and then we'll move on and talk a little bit more high school. Talk about our brackets and move on. And I didn't do 2A. 2A is like a basketball bracket, so we probably just
March
do one.
Madness.
We probably do one round at a time. But we'll be right back. What?
After one of our sponsors.
Keep it at 100. Oklahoma High School Sports on playoff time, baby. Playoffs. We'll be right back.
With 25 years experience in the industry, Linex Customs OKC is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle accessory needs. Specializing in spray-in liners, lifts, levels, wheels, tires, bed covers, and anything else you need to make your ride look and sound better. Call Eric and the boys at 405-778-8878.
Welcome back to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday afternoon. Man, it's playoff time. And we are really privileged today to have Coach Wyatt from Elgin. How you doing, Coach?
Man, doing good, man. How are you guys?
Man, we can't complain,
Good,
man.
good.
We're all kind of a little bitter, man. I mean, I don't know if you're an OU fan or OSU fan. If you're an OSU fan, you're probably happy as hell. If you're an OU fan, you're probably feeling like us today.
Yeah, I'm with you guys, unfortunately.
Man, we're trying to sit here. Coach, I mean, you know how it is, man. Everybody in the stands already know what you need to call, and, they think they know what's
Yeah.
going on. So you go through that as being a head coach, and here we are as three guys, me, Jonah, and Ethan, as we sit on the show and we're talking about what OU should have done. And, I got a couple buddies that played at Oklahoma State. I mean, they've been giving me hell the last couple of days, man.
Oh, man.
And it hurts, man. It does, man, because, I feel like Oklahoma State fans, they're kind of, I mean, excuse my French, but they're kind of like roaches. They come out at night when, I mean, they just come out,
you don't see 'em
you don't see them, and it's like, man, everybody's coming out, posting stuff on Facebook, Twitter, and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's kind of bitter. But, Coach, I just want to tell you congratulations on the big win against, me and my brother, ex, Bombers. He's won a couple state championship with the Bombers. I won one with Gundy, in '89. But Elgin is a team that.
He said '89.
Man, I'm old. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm old. Coach, hey, have y'all seen Coach? Man, let me show y'all Coach. Man, Coach is Coach is a pretty boy. Man, he could be the next Tom Brady stunt man. I'm telling you.
You sound like you about 20.
How old are you, Coach? I was gonna ask you, Coach.
I'm a '92 model. So
yeah, '92 model. I got cars and underworld in you, Coach. We have fun over here, but Coach, like I said, congratulations. It hurts beating up on my Bombers, but what you've done at Elgin the last few years, coming out of 4A and then going into the big 5A, man, and you got your name. We've been talking about you since day one when the season kicked off. I kept telling my brother, watch out for Elgin. He's like, where's Elgin? I said, I really don't know myself.
I still don't know where else.
Yeah, I have to answer that quite a bit.
Yeah, but you have done a great job. I know you've been there the last 5 years.
Yep.
They've been coaching, 11 years. But I got to ask you, Coach, because you was a baseball player and now you're a head, football coach. How did that convert over?
Yeah, man. I loved high school football. I loved, playing it. I liked it more than baseball growing up, but had opportunity to play in college in baseball. So, and it's funny you asked that because I went to Rose State.
Yes, sir.
So I was right up in the
mid
right up in the neighborhood. Yep. So I put 2 good years in there, but I just didn't have the size for football, and I had to understand that at the age 18, and just chose to go baseball. So, but I always wanted to coach football, so that was the bottom line. So after playing days were over with, I wanted to get my foot in the door and start coaching football.
Yeah, would you start off at Noble?
Well, I was an assistant when I was in college here at Elgin.
Okay.
Yep. And then when I got certified to teach, I ventured out and took a job at Noble for a year, and then came right back to Elgin when the head job came open.
That's good stuff. Well, you got anything?
Yeah, kind of talk about, with you being one of the younger coaches in the state, talk about some of maybe the pros and the cons that come to that.
Yeah, obviously the first pro that sticks out is just being able to be relatable to your players. Yeah, and man, I think we understand each other a little bit easier that way. And then obviously the cons is, you're inexperienced. This is my first head coaching job, so I had a lot to learn early, and I got a lot more to learn. But I think overall it's good. The energy's good. And like I said, the kids, we have a good relationship, and golly, I feel like I've been here 5. I've coached all these kids since they were like 7th graders, so they probably think I'm real old now.
Hey, Coach, this is Jonah. I haven't seen you play or don't even know where Elgin is. For me, could you describe your type of football in the town for someone like me that's never seen it live?
Yeah, if you watch us play, we're gonna have a real small town environment with big numbers. Our community supports us really well. I thought we traveled really well Friday night to Midwest City.
You did.
That was very, very cool to see, man. So supportive here. And then you're going to see kids that play hard and they love this game, man. And they're highly motivated. It's just a good group of kids we got coming through, and it's been real fun. It's a little bit about us.
Coach, this is Tony again. But your team is, like I said, last year you guys come into 5A. You guys kind of dominating some sports. Are you the athletic director too? I know you coach track too, but are you also the athletic director? Okay,
just the head football coach.
But you guys are doing big things. Cause then y'all win in wrestling. What did y'all win in last year? I don't have them all.
Wrestling was the 5A dual state champs.
Okay. It just tells you right there, I had a son that wrestled and played football, so I know those wrestlers a little bit tough. But, what you're doing over in Elgin, man, you got everybody in the playoff. We had Chris Mays over from the Guthrie beat writer a couple weeks ago. We had him on the show, and one of the things he talks about on his show is Elgin. And, like I said, all year I've been kind of following you guys. Your quarterback and your running back number 9, I think it's Matthew, and then your quarterback was his name, Trace?
Yes.
Trace, he got over 1,300 yards, 21 TDs, and 3 interceptions. And then your running back, Matthew, He has over 1396, 17 touchdowns. I think they say he broke the school record this year.
Yes, he's our all-time leading rusher.
So that just tells me, you guys like to pound and ground, but you
That's
like
what I was asking. Are they more of a slow pace?
I mean, watching the other night against Mirror City, you guys control the line of scrimmage, and Mirror City's fast, and I know sometimes they can kind of slow you down. I watched the game, and I just think that Elgin was a little bit better. Not to take that from Coach Charles, just a little bit better coach team. Hit the X's and O's. Mirror City threw a pick
high
six.
IQ football.
Yeah, high IQ. When you got a, because I think the quarterback is just a junior, and you got a senior Matthew. You got a running back. Matthew. Over 1,400 yards. 17 TDs. That's a good year, especially in 5A. It might not be X Robinson's numbers, but he's still putting up big numbers and being the leading rusher in Elgin is big time. Well, Coach, you got a big matchup coming up this Friday night against Piedmont, a team that you watched play Carl Auburn. Carl Auburn's one of the number one teams in the state. What does that matchup come to you? Because they got that flex bone. It's a little bit different than most people see weekly.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting matchup, tough matchup.
Yes,
They're extremely disciplined, and they do a really good job with the flex bone. And you almost look at it and you think that they just keep getting better every week with it. So we've got to be sound in our gaps defensively, and we've got to win one-on-one blocks and play responsibility football really defensively, because they're good. They're really good at what they do, and that's a tough district. So the 4 seed in that district. They may fare a little bit better in other districts.
Yes, sir.
I was going to say
eyes on that offense. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, just in the part of the bracket that you're in, you're going to have to go through the toughest bit of
I call it the gauntlet. I'm not going to lie to you, Coach.
To get to the state championship. Because
it's tough, man. That's tough.
You got Piedmont this weekend, and then you'll play the winner of Claremore or Sapulpa the following weekend. Those are 2 talented teams as well. And then assuming you get through them, then you got to play what I will think either be Dale City or Guthrie, who are also a couple of great teams as well. So
how about that second round matchup over there?
So,
hey,
crazy.
I tell you, Coach, man. Just looking at this, man. I know Carl Auburn's kind of laugh a little bit because they're looking at it like, man, what's they kind of got a easy. And I'm not going to say easy because anytime anybody get in the playoffs, anybody can get beat. Because I think Sapulpa's a team that you got to watch out for.
Why you say it's easy? I don't think it's easy.
Who's that? No, I'm just saying if you're looking at their side, they're on with Dale City Guthrie. Coach, I don't know if you got a chance to watch Guthrie play, but Guthrie's a team that when I went to watch them play Carl Auburn, I felt Guthrie was the better team that night against Carl Auburn. Just their offense just didn't click at the times, but their defense is kind of like you guys really sound, and you guys are kind of similar to each other, really. If
That's
you
what
looked
I
at
was
it,
about to say, I think Elgin and Piedmont's pretty much similar. They're similar to Guthrie. It's just who's going to play smart ball.
Yeah, that's I think Guthrie plays a really cool style of football. They're tough. They want to be sound, and they want to fly to the football. And those are some of the same things that we preach down here, and kind of some similar schemes defensively. But they do a really good job over there of controlling the clock and running the ball and playing a really good defense. And y'all know that's kind of what it takes this time of year.
Yeah.
And then whoever plays Dale City is just a chess match at that point.
That's going to be fireworks.
Well, Coach, I'm gonna say this on the live, on the air, man. I got a couple upsets on the bracket. I haven't released my bracket yet, but this is funny. I know you're not on this side, but I got Bishop Kelly knocking off somebody getting to the state championship. I really do, man. I just think, I don't know if you know a lot about those teams up, on the other side of the state, Tulsa area, but I just think Bishop Kelly has played sound ball. I know everybody talk about Collinsville and Claremore, but there's something about that Bishop Kelly.
I watched beating Carl Auburn?
Man, I didn't say that. See, you giving up my secrets, man.
You said going to the state championship.
Yeah, but hey, I didn't want that.
Coach Don, I'm sorry, I don't think Carl Auburn is. They're good, but they're not the typical Carl Auburn. They've been tested, but they can be beat.
Yeah, they can. But Coach, have you looked at the bracket any? What do you?
No, he said I'm taking one game at a time. I'm looking at Piedmont right now.
Yeah, any advice there? First off, I got to ask for advice.
Hey, stop number 10. Slow him down.
Yep.
It's called Trust What You See. 101. You gotta win that battle.
That's it. I think it's going to be a great battle, It's probably going to be a low-scoring game because you both kind of pounding ground. And I tell you, man, one thing that Piedmont did the other night against Colorado, that clock tick, 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 tick.
They didn't that clock.
They didn't cook. They didn't. I mean, and let's think about it. If you get ahead of them now, they're in trouble because they're not
right.
Yeah. So, Coach, man, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. But, name me some of the guys that, I know we talked about your quarterback and we talked about your running back. But name me some of the other guys that don't get a shout-out every week that, that stand out to you every week, Coach.
Yeah, we had our junior linebacker, Colin Donnelly, played extremely well Friday night. I think he had 26 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. He doubles as our punter. He goes about 6'2", 210. Really, really solid football player. And he really, really showed out Friday night. That's what we really need from him going forward. Our offensive line is really, really stout and solid. Senior leader Keith Ferguson, 55, leads that bunch. Junior Jace Williams, 58. He goes both ways. He plays left tackle and nose guard for us. He's our heavyweight wrestler. Really, really solid football player. Michael Adesola is a two-way guy, plays wide receiver and corner for us. He's a 2-year captain, just a great kid. Man, we got just a bunch of solid football players around, and I'd love to, take your whole show to talk about all of them, man. But those are some of the key guys that, make us tick, and just really good kids, man, in Elgin.
That's good stuff. Since Elgin's kind of got themselves on the map the last few years, are you starting to get more kids that's, that might be leaving a Lawton Mac or Lawton High to come over and play at Elgin? Because it seems like you guys are playing, you got some good athletes that's come in, but it seems like you guys are playing a really good sound ball, not taking that from those other teams, but I just think you guys are well coached. And sometimes kids are looking to get to the next level, and to get to the next level, you need to be coached up and ready for the next level.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people ask that, and basically the team that we have now, I believe, one of our senior starters moved in last year. And other than that, every kid's been here since they were, I think, 8th grade or longer. So haven't really had a lot of that. I don't know if that's going to change or not, because we are kind of close to Lawton and just a really good school system. Yeah, and not as much as you would think. Turning on the film, a lot of these guys played Little League together, and that's what makes it really cool right now, too.
That's big time. But like I said, I know the sports are pretty salty. I know last year.
All across the board, man.
Yeah, the girls basketball,
baseball.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All of it. Track had a good year, so really good time, man. Really, really cool to be in Elgin now, and got some good things going on throughout the whole school.
That's good stuff, Coach, man. Like I said, man, anything else, guys, before we let them go?
No, appreciate you for coming on, taking time out of your Sunday. You got a big game to prepare for, so we just thank you for taking time out of your day to talk with us for a little bit.
Jonah?
Well, I appreciate you guys. I actually started watching the show, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. You guys do a really good job, man, and I think it's a cool part of high school sports getting coverage like this. And, it's cool to have the good guys doing it.
But, man,
we appreciate it.
We really appreciate that, man. Like I said, I think what you're doing out there is amazing. Like I said, coming up from 4A, and you got your name. Everybody talks about you at 5A. I get to cover a lot of the mid-deals. I do the Coach Jones show with him weekly, man. And we've been talking. Every week that me and him sit there and do the show, we talk about Elgin. Say, man, I tell him, I said, man, I'm telling you, man, I love my Eagles. I love my Bombers. I love Coach Dunn. My daughter goes to Carlisle Middle School. So, but I just tell him, I said, man, it's just, when you play, even his first round, Pryor is going to be a tough game. But when you play, Pryor, and you play a Guthrie, when you come out of that Guthrie game, he's going to feel it. Then you got to go play Elgin, another team that's just like Guthrie. Man, I'm just telling you, man, it's a tough, it's a
long day when you can't stop the run.
Yeah, that's it, man. And you're number 9. He runs hard, man. He runs hard. I know you guys didn't put the numbers up that you've been putting up on everybody, 40, 50 points, but Midway City's defense is really, really salty. Just get 13 points and shut them out to none with all the speed they got. And then last year you lost a tough game, going against DJ Irvin. driving down, but you get your revenge back at their home field. But I just think, man, Elgin's a team that's not going to go nowhere. It's going to keep growing each year because people, like I said, you're not winning at some of the large schools. I mean, my kids were transfers into Choctaw, so I know what it's like, man, when you bring kids in and it now. I mean, everybody's on the transfer portal, man. So you can't get mad at nobody for saying, "Hey, I want to go play for Elgin," because you're a young coach, an up and coming coach, and what you're doing out there is amazing. Then you're winning and wrestling and everything else. So I just want to say, man, congratulations to you, man. Good luck to you in the playoffs. Hopefully, I can catch you on the sideline. We can get a quick little sideline report, but I just think you're gonna do some damage in the playoffs. So good luck to you, Coach.
Man, appreciate you guys. Come on out whenever you want, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Well, folks, that's Coach Wyatt, the Elgin head coach, man, looking like a young Tom Brady. It seems like he went to Elgin, right?
He probably did. Graduated yesterday.
Yeah. What you trying to say?
He looked young.
How old you think he is, Big E? Because you're young.
He said he was born in '92, and that's 10 years older than me. So I'm 21, so that'd make him 31.
Big E got something to say.
Some breaking news.
Big E got some breaking news.
Just got a notification. USC has officially fired Alex Grinch.
Big E, we knew that was coming.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think
we knew it was coming.
Hey,
we didn't know when.
I got to give a shout out to Dwight Bennett real quick because Dwight Bennett told me something last week at work. Dwight Bennett is like he's in. He's Mr. Corona. He's Mr.
Corona with the lime.
Yeah, with the lime. But he told me last week. You know when Lincoln Riley got sick, right?
Yep.
He said Lincoln wasn't sick. Lincoln played sick because he was supposed to fire Grinch last week, and he didn't want to do it. So he came back to work either Wednesday or Thursday. It was too late to get in the game plan, you know what I'm saying, to fire him. So, Grinch, hope you find Christmas.
Goddamn.
Grinch, he was wrong when he went out and recruited the kid that could dunk, that couldn't cover.
Oh, that kid. Huh?
Yeah, that kid right there. Well, folks, like I said, man, it was good to have Elgin's coach on, man. That's what we're doing. We're reaching out all over. You tell me anybody else that's doing that. He said he just started watching the show. He probably said, man, those guys kind of funny. Probably started when I had the helmet on. You got to give me a helmet. I need one of them.
That checks out. 2 weeks ago, yeah, you probably were wearing the helmet.
You didn't have the helmet on.
What was it then? He might have liked the one we said purple.
The helmet. The helmet was just there.
I don't know. But, hey, let's get into these 6A recap real quick, then we'll get over these brackets. Last Friday night was some big-time ball games. Bigsby get the win over Jinx, 31-14. At one point in time, Jinx was up 14-7. But the second half, Bigsby took over. I wouldn't say Jinx did a good job stopping number 1, Gooseby, for them. But number 7 for Bigsby went off and, had some great catches, did some great things. I think Bigsby as a team is going to be hard to beat. I don't care who you are, but, when we go to the brackets, we'll start talking about.
Bigsby need to drive down to Texas.
Yeah, and play somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure they're getting bored.
Big shout out to Westmore. They get the win over Sophomore. Zoe wins the city of Moore. Congratulations. He's going to go in the playoffs this year at 6-4 instead of last year 3-7. So good job, Zoe, this year. Walsall cools off Norman. I think Norman's one of the hottest teams in 6A big. Like I said, they're still going to make it to the playoffs, but it's going to be a team that you're going to be scary to meet up with. So
Norman or Norman North?
Norman High, the Tigers. And then moving on, Union, Union's all over Edmond North. What? Tiger? I mean,
that Union, sounds like you're trying to hack a loogie or something.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to be the Tigers. But Union all over Edmond North, 50-14. So Union, you'll have that good matchup. Like I said, when we go to brackets, we'll talk about that. Then moving on to 6A2. Congratulations to PC West. Come on, everybody, clap their hand.
What did they do?
They made it to the playoffs.
Oh, that's what. Don't they have Westmore's old players?
They got their old quarterback.
Yeah.
But they made it to the playoffs, man. I think it's been a long time. It might have been when George Washington found the lighthouse. But congratulations to PC West, Lenny Burt, the athletic director over there.
What school did you go to?
when who found the what house?
George Washington.
Found the lighthouse?
Oh, yeah, it's something new. It's a remix version.
Okay.
But they get
with it.
Yeah, roll with it. They get the win over Booker T. Washington. Tell you, Big E, you've been around. How bad is Booker T. Washington?
They made a charter school. That's what happens when you do that.
How bad is Booker T. Washington, Big E?
Pretty bad now.
I mean, you lose to PC West. PC West was on MTV for losing the most games in high school.
Charter school. They was on MTV for what?
Losing the most games.
On MTV?
On MTV.
When was this?
It's probably about 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, hell.
That's how
I didn't know
long
MTV covered sports.
Yeah,
That's
how bad. That's how bad it was.
Yeah,
That's how bad. That's how bad it was.
Man.
Seriously, look it up, man. You can see it. Look at type in PC West and MTV.
I'm gonna have to do that real quick.
Stillwater's all over Muskogee, man. I think that game, man. Stillwater, my brother texted me the other night. He said, "Hey, man, Stillwater clicks at the right time." They beat Muskogee 30-20 for the district championship. I think both teams will probably meet each other in the state championship. Stillwater got to play Choctaw probably in the semifinals. To get to the state championship. Does Choctaw have enough firepower to get there? But, Choctaw's going to be out one of their star players against Sand Springs. I think that Sand Springs game and Choctaw game is going to be a tough game. I think I even gave the edge to Sand Springs to knock off Choctaw in that first round of playoffs. But we'll talk about that when we get to the brackets. You got to give it to Sand Springs. They get the win over U.S. Grant. It's a team that, like I said, you got to watch out for, and they're going to make some noise in the playoffs. So watch out for Sand Springs going down to 5A. Mirror C loses to Elgin. We just had that coach on, Coach Wyatt, man. He's done a great job with the Elgin. Owls? He claims his district state championship going, 10-0. They're going to have a tough pass to get through. You have to play Dell City or Guthrie to get to the state championship, but I think that there's going to be a team that's going to be in the semifinals. I think you got to watch out for them. CA dominate the second half of the Piedmont game. Piedmont was up by 14 points. Coach Don, like I said earlier in the show, he called the timeout. Tweet. Brought everybody over. I don't know what he said, but he gave them that talk that, hey, sometimes you got to have to your kids when
coming to Jesus talk.
Yeah, when you showing out in the store and mama say sit down and she hits you in the back of the head, that's the kind of talk he gave them on Friday night. Hopefully it woke them up. But I just think that, right now, Carl Harper's a good team. Got a lot of kids committing and signing, and sometimes when kids kind of do those things,
going through the motions.
You're going through the motions, man. And I hope that's not what's going on, but they just don't look the same, man. They seem kind of out of sync. I think X ran the ball a little tougher the second half. I just think that
that's the best I've seen them run.
Yeah, I just think that with Dell City, Guthrie, or Elgin, I just think, man, they both ground and pound. But I just think that if you granted, Piedmont didn't have enough, and Piedmont played not to lose the second half instead of keeping the foot on the pedal and scoring one more touchdown because they run the clock down. But, at one point in time, you got Carl Albert 1st and 40, and they end up scoring on that drive. You gotta be better on defense, man. That's the game. You put the game away. You stop them there, the game is over, and you had every opportunity to stop them. So Piedmont, Coach Hall, great job, but sometimes you got to go a little deeper. You can't give up. The only thing Carl Albert kept throwing was a little screen pass. Move that damn defense, that little screen, that little hitch pop pass. Move that defensive end out a little bit. It's coming that way. And go hit him in his mouth.
Well, that's all they can really do. You got athletes playing receiver. That's all they're going to do. That's their money ball because they have the speed. So
yeah, but I'm saying,
bro, like you said, the defensive ends, it's coming. Yeah. Take it off, take it out, so bat it down.
That's it. But, hey, that's why I'm sitting on this show and not coaching. Y'all lucky. But moving on to 5A, like I said, I'm saying not 5A, but finished up in 5A. You had Dell City over Durant, winning 43-10. Coach Jones wins this, district championship, his second one in 3 years that he's been there.
Coach Jones hasn't been battle tested yet, so when they go deep in the playoffs, how do you think that's going to be?
When we get to the bracket, we're going to get all to all that.
No, I want to get to it now, man. No, it's messing.
Damn, I'm sorry. I just, that's a good question, Jonah.
They've been tested about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. I think Coach Jones got the toughest. We can talk about it now. Actually, we can pull up the bracket. If you just give me 2 minutes.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna knock these out real quick, and we'll move on that because that's a good question. Del City, like I said, they get the win over Durant, 43-10. Moving on to the 4A, you got Heritage Hall. You got Hera winning against Bridge Creek 34-8.
And they still didn't make
they didn't make it to the playoff finish with a winning season. Great job on Coach Blink. 6-4. They got something they can build on to next season. Great job by Coach Blink and the staff. So great job to them. Newcastle all over Bethany 34-6. 4A is gonna be tight, man. You got Wagner all over them. Miami 48-14, win the district and go undefeated. You got Poto over Stillwell 61-20. You got Tuttle all over Classen. SAH 23-0. Then you got Cushing over Skytook 61-7. And going into 3A, you got Heritage Hall over Marlow 35-28. Marlo's a team you got to watch out for 3A, man. I'm telling you, I don't even think I got Heritage Hall winning. You got Cassia Hall over Dewey 47-6. You got Lone Grove over Paul's
You said you don't
Valley.
have Heritage Hall winning?
I don't have them winning at 35-28. You got Sofa all over Plainview. Plainview got a kid, man, that I met him the other day. I'm going to have him on the show, man. He's a junior, but he didn't make it to the playoffs. But you guys keep your eye on this young man. You know, he's amazing. Good player. They call him, say he's one of the fastest guys around as a white guy. Said he can get up and go.
What's that got to do with it?
No, they just said he can go for a white dude. They said he can go.
Right, what's that got to do with it?
I don't know. That's what they just told me.
Oh.
I'm just putting it out there. My kids are biracial, so they got white in it. But so I don't know. I mean, just keep it 100. He's a Shepherd Sizemore. He's a junior wide receiver, defensive back. So we'll have him on the show real quick. The team that I think that's going to win 3A is you got Metro Christian all over North Rock Creek 40-7, and the team I think that's going to win 3 is Lincoln Christian all over. I think Lincoln Christian's going to be the team that's going to win
Lincoln Christians and Christians and whatever.
All right, Big D, let's go to these brackets then.
All right. So, I had 5
Let's
A's
go
pulled
to
up.
6A.
Yeah, let me get 6A1. It's kind of pointless to talk about 6A1's bracket.
Why?
Bixby's going to win it. They're going to win it.
Well,
Plain and simple.
Let's just have fun then.
All right. Okay, so Bixby gets a bye week. Then they play the what is that? They'll play the winner of Norman and Broken Arrow.
I think Norman to win.
All right. Norman beats Broken Arrow, and then Bixby beats Norman, and then on the other side, Owasso will play the winner of Norman North and Edmond North. Norman North will win that game, and then Owasso will beat them, and then Bixby will beat Owasso. And then on the other side, you got Jinx.
It's gonna
They have a bye. They'll play the winner of Edmond Santa Fe and Enid. I think Edmond Santa Fe wins that game, and then Jinx and Edmond Santa Fe I think could go either way. Then you'll have Union having the bye this week. They'll play the winner of Westmore and Mustang. I think Westmore wins that game, and then from there I think Union beats out
that Union Westmore game.
Did they play in the regular season?
Yeah,
right. That game is
like
closer
40,
than what you think it
yeah,
was.
I mean, he had a bunch of little small turnovers that he probably shouldn't have gotten. Maybe
a lot of those touchdowns were turnovers within the 20s.
And I don't know if is Union's quarterback back Shaker. Is he back playing?
I have no idea.
That's one of the things you got to watch out for.
I don't think it matters though. All this to say, Bixby will win 6A1.
I think it's gonna be Bixby and Union, and I think Union gives them everything they want. I think Union gets the upset and gets the state championship.
Just think of this: if Westmore can make it to the state championship, I liked how Westmore played with Bixby.
This is the whole deal. The people I think that can play with Bixby is Union. The only reason I say that because they have a lot of kids transferred from Jinx.
Because they know
the system, and they got a quarterback, and the quarterback was at Jinx. Now he's at Union, Shiker. I think Bixby, man, just watching him the other night, watching him, so
much eye candy.
It is, man.
Too much.
It's like everybody makes a play, man. You can't say because it seemed like Jinx shot to shut down number 1 Gooseby, but number 7 kept making plays and all other.
Is that the receiver? Light-skinned receiver.
I don't know if he's a mixed kid or not. He's number 7, but he just kept making plays after plays after plays.
He's always open.
And I mean, he is. He's open.
And that tight end.
And I tell you, the quarterback threw the ball really well. I think this quarterback and they said he used 3 different quarterbacks, but the one that was throwing the ball, he threw the ball really, really well. But man, they're just so good. I mean, they're there when they're supposed to be there. They make mistakes. They have offsides and false starts, whatever. But at the end of the day, they're just really, really good, man. They're well coached, man. Montgomery, I mean, if you looked at them the next morning, most people's going to get ready for the OU-OSU game. They're in there lifting.
Right. It's a college program.
I mean, so that's why they're ahead of everybody else. Other people try to beat them, but you can't beat them unless you join them because, man, they're just way, way, way good. Let's talk about that 6A2.
I want to see them go to Texas.
Yes.
6A2, you got, let me see. So Stillwater will be on a bye this week, and then they'll play the winner of Putnam City and Tahlequah. I don't know how that game could honestly go either way.
Which
Putnam
one?
City and Tahlequah.
I'm gonna take. Who did I take? I took Tahlequah.
Take Tahlequah. All right, and then you got Choctaw getting the bye, and then they'll play the winner of Sand Springs and Lawton. And then on the other side of the bracket, Deer Creek gets a bye. They'll play the winner of Bartlesville or PC North. and then Muskogee on a bye this week. They'll play the winner of Ponca City and Putnam City West. My predictions, so I think Putnam City will beat Tahlequah, and then Stillwater will win that.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you think Muskogee got beat on purpose? Looking at that bracket?
It's possible.
I don't know.
It is possible.
I mean,
look at it. If they win, they're on this side, and you got to go through Choctaw.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to play with Choctaw in the playoffs.
Then you got, I think they beat Deer Creek. I think they're too athletic for Deer Creek. But I'm going to say something real quick, man, and people probably going to laugh at me, but I think Choctaw gets beat by Sand Springs first round.
Why?
I just think that Sand Springs played them in that earlier year. Probably figured some things out. Coach.
They played them already?
They played them in the preseason. It was just
preseason.
That preseason game.
That's vanilla, though.
Coach over there at Bobby Klink is a good coach. Coach has some good programs. Played at OU. Great mind coach. I just think having Will Smith out that game is going to hurt you a little bit.
He's not playing.
He's not getting to play because he got suspended for 2 games and he get a bye, so the bye don't count.
Do?
He got into a fight, I guess.
I thought they had standards over.
I don't know. So, but I just think not having him, and Sand Springs is a good team, and they've done some good things. And I think Stillwater, just watching the other night, I think if you do beat Sand Springs, you got Stillwater. Choctaw beat Stillwater one time, but I just think Stillwater's a good team, good running back.
When did they beat Stillwater?
They beat Stillwater that year.
That year that they made it. That's right.
They made it to the state championship and played Bigsby. I just think that game's going to be on neutral site. I just think that, Choctaw's good, but like you said, you talked about Del City. Who have they been battled? They got beat by Deer Creek. I mean, the only 2 teams you played all year has been Deer Creek and Del City, and you didn't get to finish the Del City game, but everybody else you played has been like.
One of them, you had a postpartum syndrome.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't play the Santa Fe game, but, you played Westmore. You beat them 20-10, but, I just think Westmore, they're okay, but I just think Sand Springs is playing pretty good ball. They're a good team. Like I said, Bobby Klinker had them guys coached up. He knocked off Coach Jones 2 years ago when he was the number 1 seed. So Bobby Klink knows how to win. So just watch out for that game. I think it's going to be a rematch of Stillwater, Muskogee, and I think Muskogee gets the revenge and wins in the state championship.
Yeah. I think I'd have to agree. I think your semifinal game will be Choctaw versus Stillwater on that side, and then on the other side, I think it'll be Deer Creek and Muskogee. I got Muskogee and Stillwater winning both of those semifinal matchups, and we'll get a rematch.
I said Stillwater Choctaw is a toss-up.
Really? I don't know. I mean,
Choctaw always finds a way to win.
They do, but I don't think they're gonna get past Sand Springs though.
No.
I mean,
I see them getting past Sand Springs. I don't see them getting past Stillwater though. Just personally, just because. I don't know. They lost a lot of talent last year. Not to say that Stillwater didn't. I mean, they lost a lot of talent and their head coach. But
he said in there.
I don't know. It's just something about Stillwater. Like more times than not, Stillwater has Choctaw's number. So I think Stillwater wins that game, and then you'll have a rematch of Stillwater and Muskogee. And I think I would agree with Tony. I think Muskogee wins it the second time around.
Yes, sir.
So moving on to 5A, kind of talked about it already a little bit when we had Coach Wyatt on from Elgin. But this is the most competitive bracket in all of Oklahoma high school football. So I'll just start from the top, work my way down. So you have Elgin versus Piedmont. That's a toss-up game for me. The wishbone, the triple option, that's hard to defend against. I don't know. That's a toss-up for me. That game could really go either way. I think that game, like you said, Tony, will be low scoring. And I think it'll come down to probably whoever has the ball last. I think it's whoever will win that game. If I had to pick a winner, I think I'd have to go with Piedmont.
Why do you think low scoring when that offense you don't see every day? There's a lot of broken plays and gap assignments. I think
Elgin does a good job on defense. They tackle well. They're going to come hit you. I mean, he talks about his linebacker.
I was watching that Carl Albert game. They like to run number 10 a lot.
Yeah.
So I think they're just going to try to run that offense through number 10. They're just going to give him the rock and see what he can do. But I think Elgin will be able to.
Is Elgin's defense as good as Carl Albert's defense? So. You just watch Piedmont put up 30-something points. Probably, how many?
But Piedmont lost to Bishop McGinnis. I think it's just that offense is hard to prepare for. I mean, I know he's sitting there. He talked to us on the phone, and I know he's sitting there scratching his head. But that offense is really hard to prepare for. You see it.
That's
once
what I'm saying. I see it a higher score than.
Well, I mean, it could be, but I'm just saying. this is a game that I ended up going with Elgin. I know we had Coach on, but I'm kind of like Big E, man. This is a toss-up. I really think Piedmont can get the upset in this game and move on and do some damage. I just think Piedmont if Piedmont can throw the ball a little bit better, I would say yes, but Elgin does have a guy that's ran over 1,400 yards and the quarterback that's thrown over 1,400 yards and only 3 interceptions, so he protects the ball. So I'm going to get a slight edge to Elgin on the win. Like I said, I think it's going to be a 35.
I don't know. I don't think I can pick a winner to that game, honestly.
Well, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to put Elgin 35.
You've seen Elgin live. I haven't.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm going to pick Elgin 35, and I'm going to pick Piedmont 21.
All right. Then moving on to the next game, you got Claremore versus Sapulpa. I got Claremore winning that game. They've been playing pretty good all year.
I think Sapulpa's going
to Sapulpa could upset them.
Yes.
But I'm saying I think Claremore will get the win.
I think Sapulpa's done a good job. They held Del City to 12 points at halftime a couple weeks ago. Easy could have scored a couple of points, but I know it did end up being 30-0. But I just think Sapulpa's better than what people think they are. So don't be surprised if Sapulpa gets his upset over Claremore. I know Claremore is one of the top 2 teams on that side of the state, but don't be surprised if Claremore gets knocked off by Sapulpa.
Yeah. And then moving on, you got Del City versus Pryor. I think Del City will have no problems handling Pryor, so I got them moving on, and then they'll face the winner of Guthrie and Lawton Mac, which I think will be Guthrie. Guthrie's a sleeper team. I think they're definitely a team that can go out there and win it all. They had Carl Albert on the ropes, and then they were able to make a couple big plays down the field. Carl Albert was
timeout again.
Yeah, and then that play call on the goal line. I mean, really was a great play call. I mean, you had everybody going right and one guy going left. You just rolled your quarterback out to the left. And,
that was a Levy play.
Yeah, yeah. Probably learned it from him, honestly. So, but yeah, I think Del City and Guthrie move on over there. Other side of the bracket, you got Carl Albert taking on El Reno. Carl Albert shouldn't have any problems.
El Reno got a back that ran for 500 yards 3 weeks back, so keep your eye on this young man. I think Carl Albert will have a little bit of problem stopping him. He's a big running back, big bruiser. I think Carl Albert, if they do win the ball game, they're going to be beat up a little bit. So going into this, man, you want to be playing your sound football right about now, right, guys? Mm-hmm. No matter what sport it is, it's wrestling, tennis, golf, whatever, you want to be playing your sound at the end of the year. I just told you last few weeks, I feel like Carl Albert hasn't done that. I think it's too many distraction guys signing this and that and that. Sometimes it takes the focus off what you're going on. Then when you do sign, you're like, well, shit, I've already got a state championship. We're not saying these kids are thinking like that, but put yourself in their shoes. Don't
want to get hurt.
I don't want to get hurt. I want to go leave it December, whatever they decide to do. I just think Carl Albert is going to have I know this is not as tough as the other side, but I still think Carl Albert's going to have a tough time. I think El Reno's going to give them everything they want. So
I'll be Bishop Kelly for me.
Yeah. So there you go. Go. Go ahead, Big E. My fault.
No, you're good. Moving on to the next game, you got Coweta and Collinsville. I got Collinsville in that game. Coweta, they're the ones that won that division and they're hosting that home game. But I think Collinsville, all around, is the better team. They just play in a tougher division of 5A, which is why they're not hosting. But yeah, I think Collinsville wins that game.
Yes, sir.
Moving on down to the bottom portion of the bracket, you got Bishop Kelly taking on McAllister. Bishop Kelly will win that game. All of McAllister's guys that they had last year, they're all graduated. So I mean, good on them for being able to get there this year, but I just don't see them making it past the first round. And then you have Midwest City versus Bishop McGuinness. I think Midwest City will win that game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So then you'll have Bishop Kelly and Midwest City in that game. I think Bishop Kelly wins that. The other semifinal, you got Carl Albert versus Collinsville. Rematch of what that was a semifinal a couple years back,
about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, and Coach Don's first year.
Yep, and then I think Carl Albert will win that. So then that sets it up for Bishop Kelly versus Carl Albert semifinal.
Who you got, Joe?
I got Carl Albert winning it. I don't think Bishop Kelly has what it takes to
they just find a way. Carl Albert's weakness is.
I love my CA Titans, but I'm going to limb. I say it every year.
Right, but is Bishop Kelly a pound team?
Bishop Kelly can do a little bit. I mean, they're big up front, man. They can.
Carl Albert's weakness is.
They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. I'm just going to tell you. I ain't trying to knock on my CA Titans, man. I hope Coach Dunn. Love him to win another one. Coach Robert Jones, hope he can get one. But I just think sometimes people overlook these teams, and no one's been talking about Bishop Kelly. Keep your eye. Bishop Kelly is my sleeper for this bracket. Talk about Guthrie too. I wouldn't be surprised if Guthrie knocked somebody off. Guthrie has
but
it.
It's Bishop Kelly finesse or power.
I mean, a little bit of both. I mean, they can go.
Have a little bit of both. Power.
I mean, I'm just telling you right now.
When
My
you think
upset.
Elgin is power.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna pick Bishop Kelly
to beat Carl Albert.
To beat Carl Albert.
Only thing I know that can stop the weakness is Carl Albert.
I'll probably get kicked out of school.
Is power big boy football.
I just think
Carl Albert can't deal with big boy
football. I just think that it's hard to win it back to back. I know they've done it many times and they went undefeated. Most time Carl Albert don't go undefeated. They lose 1 or 2 games. There's times they went 5-5 and went off into the playoffs and won. So I just think that sometimes it's hard to lose the focus. I think last week it showed you in that Piedmont game. And Piedmont had just a little bit more offense. One more player. I mean, number 12 for them, he's okay. He wasn't a breakaway. There's a couple of times that Piedmont probably should have scored a couple more touchdowns, but just didn't have the players to break away. So, I mean, you got to have upsets, man. This was all about, man. It's not an upset because Carl Albert's had a hell of a year. Got a lot of kids going off to play in the next level. So, but I will pick Bishop Kelly to knock him off.
We shall see.
I disagree. On the other side of the bracket. Semifinals. So what I picked, so that'd be Claremore. Didn't pick Elgin Piedmont. I'm just gonna go ahead and say Elgin right now, but I don't know who's gonna win that game.
Elgin.
I think the team. I'll just say the team that I think comes out from the other side.
You ain't gonna pick Dale City.
I want it to be Dale City. I want it to be Dale City, but I don't think it'll happen. I think it'll be Guthrie. I think
say that one more time.
I said I think it'll be Guthrie that comes out of that side.
Guthrie is my favorite team. They're my sleeper team. I like Guthrie.
I just think
they just need to use that tailback more. The quarterback's not that. They need to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand. I know he's.
You know what, man? And I love what you guys are saying. I just think that sometimes when you want something, it don't happen. And I just think Guthrie is like, hey, man, they kind of put the blueprint. Hey, we can ruin Carl Albert. Dale City, I think Dale City has the athletes. The only thing that scares me about Dale City, second half, it seems like they're not putting up points. You're putting up 35 points, and then you score.
Because you're getting all their points from who? Who makes 90% of their points?
I mean, it's either Fields number 1 or Fields number 9. But right. I just think that, I told Coach Jones this the other day, I feel like River, when he's in a bind, he's going to look for number 9. But I just think that when teams now you're looking at teams, they're preparing for one game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm going to do what Dale City is. Load the box. Man on number 9, but over the top hill.
And I'm going to make you beat me with another receiver.
I'm going to make you beat me.
With another receiver.
I'm going to make that quarterback beat me.
Yeah. And so that's the only thing that scares me. Granted, Guthrie's corners wasn't very good, but they did a damn good job against Carl Albert's defensive backs. And, one of Carl Albert's guys, Tristan, as everybody's recruiting him, the big-time defensive back receiver. So I'm right there with Big E, man. I mean, I'm not knocking Dale City. I think if Dale City can get past Guthrie, they go to the state championship. But you got to get past Guthrie.
Yeah. Moving on to 4A. Here we go. So we got on one side of the bracket, you got Clinton versus Bethany. Clinton's going to win that game, I think. Then you got Ada versus Ulaga Talala.
What the hell?
Never even heard of that. Sounds like I just casted a spell on somebody.
Sounds like somebody from Hawaii.
So, but I think here I'll just shorten this up. So you got Total Wagner, Ada. Ooh, that's tough. I don't know. Man, 4A is pretty competitive, at least on that side of the bracket. But I think, golly, that's tough. I don't know. I think, 4A is pretty wide open. I couldn't pick the 4A bracket right now, honestly. I think Clinton will beat Bethany. Ada will beat Ulaga. Well, I'm just gonna call it Ulaga, and then I think Wagner will beat Broken Bow. Total will be Weatherford, and then from there, I have no clue who will win those games.
Blanchard?
Yeah, Total Blanchard or Total and Wagner. I think
Wagner beat Total.
Are you talking Wagner beat Total?
Yes, Wagner will beat Total.
Wagner,
yeah. You're gonna have Wagner and Poto in the championship, and Poto will get the win.
Oh yeah, Poto's pretty good.
Yeah, Poto's pretty good.
So you're saying who? Poto and who?
Wagner championship.
All right, and then 3A. Let's see, you got Perkins Tryon versus Lone Grove. Perkins will win
Lincoln
that.
Christian against Heritage Hall. Move on.
That's
Pretty
what I
much.
got.
Yeah.
That's what I got. I got Lincoln Christian getting the
Do
win.
we even want to look at 2A? I just
2A, we're
I
gonna
just
do
want to
2A.
look. I
2A,
just
we're
want to
gonna
look
do.
at the bracket.
Listen, 2A, we're gonna do the first round. That's all we're gonna do in 2A. So we're not gonna go do the whole bracket. We're gonna go to round to round on 2A since there's so many teams.
All right. So you got Millwood versus Crossings Christian.
Let's go Millwood.
Millwood. And then you got Purcell versus Holdenville.
Purcell.
You got Idabel versus Henrietta. I don't know. I have to pull up some of these team records and see who they've played.
Let's go Henrietta.
Henrietta. All right. And then you got Pawhuska and Kansas. Hasn't Kansas been playing pretty good?
Yeah, Kansas been playing pretty good. Let's go Kansas.
Yeah.
We had to look where it was.
Yeah. And then you got Kingston versus Frederick. Guess Kingston will go with that. Then you got Chandler and Alva. I think Chandler will win that game. Chandler's been pretty good. Kiefer and Veneta. Kiefer will win that game. Kiefer's also one of those teams in 2A that's been pretty good all year. Then you got Sequoia Tahlequah versus Heavener. I got Sequoia. Then you got Prague versus Spyro. I got Prague. Then you got Victory Christian versus Rejoice Christian. Victory Christian, they've been pretty good the past couple years. So I think I'm just going to have to go with Victory Christian on there. And then you got Jones versus Chisholm. I got Jones in that one. Then I got Davis versus Lindsay. Lindsay's been playing pretty good too.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, that one's kind of a toss-up, I think. And then you got Adair versus Sperry. I got Adair in that game. And then you got Eufaula versus Vian. I think Vian's been doing good too. I got to look at some of these records but and see like who these teams have played, because I'm kind of just going based off of like historically which teams have been better. Yeah. So let me see here. Can I go to the next week? Well, let me do that. Do they have it on here? Cool. Let's see. So yeah, Veneta and Kiefer. Yeah, Kiefer will win that one. Already talked about that. Vian. Okay, so Okay, so they're both at 7 wins. Eufaula and Vian both at 7 wins. I don't know. How many people are going to be at their lake houses that weekend? How many people are going to turn out for that Eufaula game? I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I say Jones will win that game, but Chisholm's been doing pretty good too. And I like Chisholm. One of my favorite coaches back from when I was playing at Choctaw. He's the head coach out there, Coach Gilbert. So,
is anyone going to beat Washington though?
I don't think so. So it'll be Washington that wins it all. So, all right. What else do we got?
I think that's it. Big E.
It.
Jonah, what you got?
No.
Noah's done with football.
Done with football. Started wrestling.
Big E, how's this? Yeah, I was done with this last semester. What's?
Man, just trying to get through it, pass all my classes. We'll be good, and then we do it all again next semester. So,
well, folks, I'll be gone here in 2 weeks. I'll be heading out to Mexico. So,
what's in Mexico?
I'm just going on with my job a little.
They ain't gonna let you come back?
I don't know.
A little business trip.
A business trip.
A little business vacation
for 2
is
weeks.
what it is.
I'll be gone the weekend. I'll leave out that Thursday, come back Sunday night. So we probably won't shoot unless we shoot earlier that week. But I just want to tell everybody, thank you for watching us, listening to us, give us thumbs up. We're almost done with football season. We'll be rolling into girls basketball, men's basketball, middle school basketball. Just if you see something that we do, just give us thumbs up, give us a like, shoot us a text or
and
DM
if you see something we don't like.
Yes, even something we don't like. If we say something bad about your school, let us know because what we can fix is by us knowing what's going on because we're not perfect. We're not nobody's
Yes.
But like I said, just keep watching the show. Subscribing to the show. We like to get our 1,000 viewers, and I think we will eventually one day. But just like I said, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, man, and keep trying to bring you the best high school sports around. The 405-918 and whatever area code it is. What's Elgin's area code?
580.
580. So we got Elgin out there now. But like I said, good luck to all the teams. The biggest thing is everybody stay healthy. Coaches, try to keep everybody out of trouble. Let's not get anybody suspended because, like I said, it does hurt your team when you get somebody suspended and they got to sit out a couple of games. So let's make sure that we're doing with great sportsmanship and playing to our best or to our ability. So I'd like to thank everybody from Keep It 100, Jonah and Ethan, for putting the time in on each Sunday afternoon. And like I said, we'll see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.